Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. I'm glad everybody is here to watch. I'm here to do my review for Smackdown Live 1000. Smackdown 1000. Now, before I get into anything, I guess I need to clear something out. What I say on this channel is all my opinion. If you're offended by anything I say, then oh well. Then oh well, you can just say, hey, why don't you like this? I don't need anyone tell me the reason why I shit on something is because I don't accept anything. Okay? I don't need that type of crap. I did not want to talk about it because it was absolutely stupid. I ranted about it on Twitter. So if you want to hear my thoughts about this incident, go check my Twitter. Because some guy posted on my Raw review, he gave out 3 reasons why I am shitting on WWE. When the matter of fact is, I've been watching this show since 2004. You're making it sound like I've been watching it for 2 years. Anyway, I'm going to move on from that. I'm not going to bother talking about it. If you want to see what I said about it, go check my Twitter. Smackdown Live 1000. I enjoyed the show. I enjoyed it for what it was, but honestly, it really didn't feel. It was a special night, 1000th episode, but I have to be honest, it really didn't live up to the hype. It really didn't live up to the hype. There wasn't really anything, I won't say there wasn't anything special. There was a lot of special stuff. But we had the return of Rey Mysterio, we had Evolution reuniting, we had the McMahons, we had Cutting Edge, we had Rey Mysterio coming back. Yeah, we had a lot of special stuff. I'm not going to say there was nothing special, because there was something special. But the thing that I want to talk about is that they presented it, in a way that it felt rushed. And again, this is all my opinion. I'm okay if you disagree with me. As long as it's in a respectful manner, I don't mind if you disagree with me. If you disagree with me and you're going to bash me, then no, I'm not going to take your shit. So, Smackdown 1000 starts off with Truth TV. Now, I don't want to nitpick here, but didn't R-Truth and The Miz fight over who has the rights to keep their show a couple weeks ago? Look, I got no problem with Truth TV. I love Truth TV. I think Truth TV is a very entertaining. I think it's very entertaining. Starting off with Truth TV is much better than starting off with The Shield or the Dogs of War, the Pack, or constantly seeing a Shield versus Dogs of War match, whether if it's a 6-man tag or a 1-on-1 match. I would definitely take an R-Truth segment over that. So, we had Truth TV, we had the McMahon family in all of this. We had Stephanie McMahon appear. She was the first SmackDown GM, and she starts bashing SmackDown Live. Go figure. She starts bashing the brand that she's not a part of. She starts bashing a brand she's not a part of. Then why were you invited? If SmackDown was to celebrate, why were you invited? Oh, because you were the first SmackDown GM? Is that the main reason why you were there? Sure, I understand that's a good reason to bring her there. But honestly, as the Raw Commissioner, she's just going to bash SmackDown. If she was the Commissioner of SmackDown, she wouldn't be bashing the show at all. Obviously. So, then we had the return of Shane McMahon, who we have not seen him since he announced Paige as the general manager of SmackDown. So we've seen him announce Paige as the new GM, and then we never saw him again after that. You know, I'm gonna tell you guys this. It is good to see Shane back, but I am very, very happy that he's not on TV constantly. I'm glad he's not on TV anymore, because, you know, it was just another authority figure always in the spotlight. You know, that type of thing. So I'm okay that we haven't seen Shane McMahon all year, well, since WrestleMania season, and it's a good time to bring him back. And, you know, Shane starts spouting back at Stephanie for trashing SmackDown Live. She says, well, you're on the A show. Now, I don't want to come off critical, but Shane McMahon's calling SmackDown the A show. Yes, Shane, you may have more talented wrestlers. You may have a lot of talented wrestlers, but that doesn't make you the A show. If you're putting on great matches, good storylines, good feuds, interesting rivalries, then then we could consider you the A show. And considering that you haven't really done that, well, they've kind of done it with AJ Styles and Samoa Joe. You know, they've had their moments, you know, giving us some good matches. But, you know, I'm fine with, I'm fine with all that stuff. But then we had Vince McMahon come out. And then Vince McMahon, you know, we all may hate his guts. But we all can say he's a washed up old man. He doesn't know what he's doing and all that stuff. But when we see him there on our TV screens, it is good to see him. It is good to see Vince McMahon live on our TV screens. You know, that's the one thing. We all hate this guy, but when he's on our screens, we are okay. We're glad to see him. That's the way it seems to be here. So Vince McMahon says that he doesn't want to listen to Shane McMahon and Stephanie McMahon argue. Well, I'm glad you've opened your eyes there, Vince. I don't want to hear Shane McMahon and Stephanie McMahon arguing. And he says, we're here to entertain the fans. Okay. Vince, if you're going to say you're here to entertain the fans, actually mean it. Actually mean it. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, you haven't really been entertaining us all year. That's just the honest truth. You haven't really been entertaining us all year. But anyway, yeah, all that other nonsense about this whole segment, it was fine. It was an okay segment. I enjoyed it. It ends with a dance break. Vince dancing, Shane dancing, Stephanie dancing. You know, that type of stuff. And we had Daniel Bryan, and the first match of the show was Daniel Bryan and AJ Styles versus the Usos. Now, I don't know if the Usos are heels in this match. The whole thing is, you know, they always tend to choose who's the face and heels here. But I think it's a babyface versus babyface dynamic. The Usos actually get the victory here, which is pretty good. I actually like that the Usos got the victory here. Normally when these types of things happen, it's normally a generic, the babyfaces are going to argue, but then they're going to eventually get the victory. So I'm glad they did something different here with Styles and Daniel Bryan. Daniel Bryan hit AJ Styles by accident. He wanted to say he was sorry, but then Daniel Bryan got hit with a super kick by both Usos. Evolution made their return, and it's great. It was great. This was segment of the night to me. It was great to see Batista back. I guess that's the one main thing about this entire thing. It was great to see Batista. And, you know, Randy Orton, he looks like the way he was when he was younger. So yeah, this entire segment was great. Triple H had a lot to say about Evolution. Randy Orton, he said that his career basically kick-started in Evolution, and he's been building his legacy ever since Evolution. Evolution was the main thing that kick-started his career, while Triple H has been playing CEO, and while Batista, he said something along the lines of something about sitting at home or something. No, I can't exactly remember what he said, but I guess that's just a little poke at Batista, the fact that he hasn't been around. Now I know. Now listen. I love you, Randy Orton, but you should know that Batista has actually been trying to contact WWE to come back. I'm pretty sure the thing that he said is that Batista's too lazy to come back. Batista then takes the microphone. He just laughs off what Randy said, as like he took it as a joke. Batista talks about how he's grateful that he's back. There was four reasons why he came back. Obviously, number one was Evolution. Number two was the fans. Number three, that he wanted to come back into the ring, and to be a part of all this. That SmackDown Live, he was a part of SmackDown Live during its growth when he was there. And I can't remember the fourth reason. I think it had something to do with Evolution. But yeah, it had a lot to do with Evolution. He runs down the list of accomplishments. He says that Randy Orton has more talent with his pinky. And I actually laughed at that because I found that pretty funny. I think Randy Orton's pinky could definitely wrestle a better match. Can definitely wrestle a very good match. That's what Batista said. He said that Randy has a lot of talent in his pinky, which I thought that was pretty funny. Then goes over, he's a 13-time world champion. I honestly hope Randy Orton gets close to the 16. That's what I hope for before he retires. If he gets to 16 or if he's on 15, I think that would be great to have Randy Orton come close to the record. Then he goes up, talks about Ric Flair, how he's a 16-time world heavyweight champion. He says you don't really need me to tell you much about him. And then he talks to Triple H. Hook says that he's a 14-time world champion. He's done it all. There is nothing that Triple H has not done except beat him. And then Triple H and Batista glare at each other. Batista with a serious look in his face. Ric Flair breaks them, tries to get in the middle of it to break them up. No brawl happened. Evolution's theme music played. Then they hugged it out and they left. Now, obviously, this is planting seeds for that match that Batista wanted with Triple H. Now, I don't know. Now, I know Batista has been wanting to come back, full time. He doesn't want any of this part-time crap. He doesn't want any of this part-time crap. He wants to come back full time. He wants to do the house shows. He wants to do the events. He wants to do the pay-per-views. He wants to do everything in his final run. I would not be surprised if they gave him a championship run. Maybe one more final championship run before he retires. I could definitely see that being possible. So in my opinion, that was segment of the night for me. The Miz versus Rusev in a qualifying match for the World Cup. I really don't care for this World Cup. I don't get it. I really don't care for this World Cup. I don't know why people want us to care, especially that one guy who thinks that claims that I can't accept everything. So tell me why I should care about this World Cup. What's so special about this World Cup? It's funny how I'm mentioning the World Cup. Like I said, I don't want to talk about this incident with this guy on my Raw review. But I find it hilarious. I just mentioned the name Kenny Omega, and then he throws a hissy fit at me saying, "Oh, stop jerking off to your indie wrestlers." Dude, I don't even watch New Japan. I don't even watch New Japan. I know him by name. You think I'm stupid? You think I'm stupid that I don't know any of these outside indie wrestlers? Come on, man. Just because I mention his name, he says that I need to stop jerking off to indie wrestlers. You know, if you look at my channel, how much content have I made that involves indies? I only made one video, and that was when Tennille Dashwood, aka Emma, was making her debut in Ring of Honor. That was the only one time I ever did a video from the indies. I have never touched anything from the independents again. So don't tell me to stop jerking off to indie talent. Look at my channel. Look at my videos before you say anything. Look, I'm not having a go at him, I'm just telling him. Look at my videos before you say anything. It's so stupid how you just get triggered. I find it funny that he gets triggered because I say the name Kenny Omega. The Miz wins. He beats Rusev to qualify for the World Cup because of Aiden English. Lana low blows Aiden English. Rusev just destroys Aiden English. Edge makes his return for the cutting edge. He wants to talk about Becky Lynch. He wants Becky Lynch to come out and talk, and he wants to talk to her. Now, it is great to see Edge back. You know, I never really was the biggest Edge fan back in my early days of watching. Because, like I mentioned to you guys, I've been watching this since 2004. And the thing is, if you guys have seen my video where I talked about my life as a WWE fan, I go over the fact that I was very insecure. Like, I only wanted to cheer for the babyfaces. I only cheered Edge when he was a babyface. When he was a heel, I downright hated him. I was one of those typical fans that would cheer the babyfaces and boo the heels. And that's how I want my fan, and then that's how I want WWE to be. I want the fan base to be about cheering the faces and booing the heels. That's how I prefer it. That's how I prefer it. That's just how I prefer the way things to be in WWE. You know, WWE continues to try to make Becky the heel, and it's really, really ridiculous. Now, Becky Lynch is not a heel. People can say, oh, she's a heel, she turned heel, she attacked Charlotte. That's what WWE wants you to think. The fact is that Becky Lynch is not a heel. What Becky is doing is something that what anyone would do. Charlotte has been handed opportunities ever since she came to the main roster in 2015. A long, lengthy reign as Divas Champion. Then became the first Women's Champion when the new Women's Championship was unveiled. Then had a hot potato rivalry with Sasha Banks. Then was sent to SmackDown. Wasn't really in the SmackDown title picture for the majority of the year. But then when she got her hands on then when she feuded with Natalya, she became the champion. She had another lengthy run. You know, Charlotte has had lengthy runs every time she's had the title. She's had lengthy runs every single time she's got her hands on a championship. Becky Lynch was only champion for 84 days in her first reign. And Becky has been working hard. Becky has been having to scratch and claw her way up. So I don't understand how people look at Becky as the heel, considering she's the one that is scratching and clawing her way up to the top. Becky Lynch could easily could do murder in the ring. She could kill someone in the ring, and the crowd would still cheer for Becky. Honestly, that's how much the crowd, that's how much the fans love Becky Lynch. So they continue the narrative of trying to make Becky the heel, and we had Tony Chimmel, which is great. Tony Chimmel introduces Edge the way he always does. The Rated R Superstar Edge! I love Tony Chimmel, man. You know, I loved Tony Chimmel. He was so great as a ring announcer, man. I wish we had great ring announcers. Sure, that new guy, Greg Hamilton, is great. I like Greg Hamilton. I don't really talk much about the ring announcers, but, you know, I like a good, powerful ring announcer who's excited for their job. You know, JoJo, you know, she's fine, You know, she's just not really excited. She's just one of those casuals like, this following contest is scheduled for one fall. You know, she's just one of those toned down type of people. I'm not knocking JoJo. I'm not knocking JoJo. I'm just saying she does a fine job. But I just would prefer someone with more passion and more power when they introduce for a big match. That's what I'm trying to say. Carl Finkel, Tony Chemmel, and in my opinion, Greg Hamilton do that job pretty well. And I guess Lily Garcia does a good job of that as well in her day, back in the days, man. That's just my opinion. You know, and then Becky, you know, they like I said, they continue to try and convince the fans that Becky's the heel. And Charlotte comes out and she just gets in the ring and she says a few words that she is after the title that is on Becky's shoulder. And, well, Charlotte, can anyone name me a feud that Charlotte has had that has not involved the championship? Honestly, like, is there any feud that you people can think of that Charlotte has had without a title? I don't think Charlotte has had a single feud that has not involved the championship. I think throughout her entire career in the WWE on the main roster, every single feud she's been in has involved a title. That's just my opinion. They brawl, Charlotte and Becky, they brawl, and that's about it. New Day versus The Bar for the Smackdown Tag Team Championships. I'm quite surprised that they actually did not announce this. I was actually genuinely surprised there was a tag team title match. And I was also more surprised that the New Day had the titles taken from them. But some people may say, oh, but Patrick, why would you be surprised about a title match, about a title change on Smackdown 1000? Well, everyone was predicting that Rey Mysterio was going to win the United States Championship. Sure, we got Rey Mysterio versus Shinsuke Nakamura, but it was a non-title match. And considering that it was a non-title match, some people were convinced, probably might have thought, well, maybe we're not going to get a title change tonight on Smackdown 1000. And that's why I'm genuinely surprised that they actually did a title match unannounced. Great tag team match. The New Day and The Bar always do really well together. And the one thing that really is confusing me, like how again, back to the person that commented that he believes I can't accept everything. So tell me, why should I accept the Big Show showing up on SmackDown? Now I know Big Show is another big name on the SmackDown roster. I understand that. I know he's another big name for the SmackDown brand. I understand that. But again, we're in the middle of a brand split here, guys. We're in the middle of the brand split. And it's the same thing that I said about this guy who commented saying that I can't accept everything. Why should I accept the Big Show being on SmackDown when theoretically he's on Raw? Again, if you guys want me to get more, like I said, if you really want to see what I said about that, just go look at my tweet. The Bar get the victory. They are now 5-time tag team champions. Great. They don't set the bar, they are the Bar. So the Bar are now the tag team champions. Rey Mysterio versus Shinsuke Nakamura. You know, I think these two can definitely put on some great matches if they're actually given time, to be honest with you. And the match itself, I'll give it a decent. This match was pretty decent, especially for two guys that have no chemistry with each other. You know, there were a couple of botches and sloppy moments because, you know, it's the first time these two are working with each other. So I reckon when they get to know each other more, we'll get more great matches out of these guys. I think Rey Mysterio and Shinsuke Nakamura would be a great feud for the United States Championship. And, you know, if anybody thought that Rey Mysterio was actually going to lose this match, I actually would think that you're actually crazy. Rey Mysterio obviously gets the victory here. He ain't losing. He's obviously not going to lose his return match. So, Rey Mysterio gets the victory. He pins Shinsuke Nakamura. Now I think Rey Mysterio should get a United States title match because he pinned the champion. The one thing that I am very disappointed about was the fact that The Undertaker, he came out and he said along the lines of, I have one thing to say to DX. Rest in peace. And then that's it. So you're trying to tell me that this was the best you could do for The Undertaker? A guy who is the most loyalist wrestler to ever compete on Smackdown Live. And that's the best you could do. I am very disappointed. So, that's basically my Smackdown 1000 review, guys. I was actually very worried I was actually very, very worried because YouTube was down. YouTube was down, and I was getting very concerned. If YouTube was down, I was very concerned that I might have had to delay this review. So, and again, if you guys actually pay attention to my Twitter, you would actually found out what went on my way back, on my way back home. So yeah, no delays here. I'm gonna post this up as soon as I get it. I'm gonna get this video out now because it's getting late. So, thank you all so much for watching for this video of Smackdown 1000. I'm much more calmer today than I was on Raw. Because Raw just infuriates me. It just does. And I don't understand why that one guy is telling me that I can't accept everything. Oh man, it really makes no sense. Just go onto my Twitter and see what I said about this guy. That's all I was gonna say. So yeah, if you guys did enjoy this video, hit the thumbs up. I would greatly appreciate that. Comment your opinion. I gave you guys the idea if you wanted to hit the thumbs down if you hate me, if you don't like my opinions. But no, don't do that. Do that. Click that, not that. But I was meant to do. Comment your opinions down below. That's what I was meant to do. Comment your opinions down below what you thought of Smackdown 1000. Be sure to subscribe to this channel if you have not done so. And follow me on my Twitter as well, which I'll be linking in the description down below at pvalentine95 as well. Thank you all so much for joining, and I'll see you all tomorrow for my NXT review then. Talk to you later.